to come together and celebrate Lincoln. Thank you for making the effort to be here today, especially our Governor Ricketts and Mayor Beitler. We appreciate your leadership and support. The work behind the scenes to make this event possible is remarkable. The city and SMG Pinnacle Bank Arena team worked so hard to prepare and provide this space for us today. Please join me in giving special appreciation to our great servers this morning. In 2013, our community started down this path together when our local funders commissioned the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, specifically Dr. Nancy Schenk, to develop Lincoln Vital Signs. This group of 13 public, private, and philanthropic funders have remained at the table with their generous funding and leadership. Lincoln Vital Signs continues to inform us about the challenges and opportunities we face together. It is a tool that has become invaluable in our community decision-making, strategic planning, and grant-making. Let's show our appreciation to Dr. Schenk and the funders of our 2017 Lincoln Vital Signs. Earlier in the program, you witnessed the broad support from thousands of Lincolnites who came together to address the findings of Lincoln Vital Signs, and then developed and are now implementing our Prosper Lincoln Community Agenda. I want to add my appreciation to everyone who has been involved up to this point, all our committees, our generous funders, and the dedicated and talented Prosper Lincoln developers and ambassador. The speakers this morning are leading the way and are role models for all of us. They connected to the Prosper Lincoln agenda and inspired us with their ideas and good works. Finally, I want to thank my fellow tri-chairs. I was recently asked how our community could involve such broad leadership, from our neighborhood associations to our corporate boardrooms. My response was simple: Joanne Martin and Rich Bailey. Their credibility, guidance, commitment, and dedication has been invaluable. We have heard wonderful stories today. I could tell you many more. For instance, the Downtown Rotary Club has adopted Everett Elementary, and United Way is working in McPhee Elementary to nurture children and their families on the path to success. Both schools are in 2 of our extreme poverty census tracts. Lincoln Children's Museum held a STEM pitch party promoting innovation for our youngest minds. One of our high school educators is pursuing a community school project to help establish little free libraries in our high-need neighborhoods. So many are connecting to Prosper Lincoln across our city. And Prosper Lincoln is being noticed by other cities and individuals in the country. You saw many of the quotes on the screen earlier this morning. For example, at a meeting of community foundations working to close the opportunity gap for children, I was told by Robert Putnam, professor of public policy at Harvard and author of the book, Our Kids, The American Dream in Crisis. He said, solving tough national problems like the opportunity gap begins locally, and Prosper Lincoln is leading the way. Rip Rapson, president of the Kresge Foundation, and I were recently on a panel together, and I presented our Prosper Lincoln story. He said, there is nothing more powerful in securing a community's long-term health than evolving a shared vision through community engagement. Congratulations, Lincoln. We heard this from Ben Hecht, CEO of Living Cities, when he presented at Leadership Lincoln's annual luncheon. He said, "Lincoln is one of the few cities in America where citizens and leaders from across different sectors have come together to tackle their community's most complex challenges. Your ability to already show results and perseverance is inspiring." We are addressing complex issues. We have goals set for 2020, and to reach them, we need every committee member, every funder, every person in this room to stay at the table and continue our commitment. These are not simple 3-year projects. This is systems change. This is what thought leaders from outside our community understand and are amazed that an entire community has come together to create a community agenda based on our data. We know something unique is happening in Lincoln. You can read it in the 2017 Lincoln Vital Signs. You can hear it in the stories we heard this morning. Other thought leaders are talking about us. You can feel it in this room. It reminds me of an old-fashioned barn raising. We have inherited the grit and wisdom of our ancestors who launched this state 150 years ago, built a land-grant university referenced by others as the Harvard on the Prairie, constructed a state-of-the-art capitol during the Depression that now houses the only unicameral in the country. We are the envy of cities across the USA with our one public school district. I could go on and on. We have tackled great challenges and embraced marvelous opportunities. Prosper Lincoln is helping us shape our community's destiny. This is our time to be bold, to be brave, and to be benevolent. Thousands of us from diverse backgrounds came together and created our community agenda to ensure all Lincoln residents are successful. We love Lincoln, and Prosper Lincoln provides a path to put that love into action. We are making great headway, but we need to pick up the pace. Don't wait to be invited by someone to get involved. Remember, Prosper Lincoln is an agenda, not a program. We are the action. So what will we do before we come together again? We will find quality preschool programs for our children on wait lists. We will work together to eliminate our extreme poverty neighborhoods. We will continue to connect employers and job seekers so families can thrive. We will focus on links between our institutions and businesses so our youth and young adults see opportunity right here in Lincoln. We will read 15 minutes a day to our youngest. We will look for opportunities to get involved wherever we are. Recently, I was in a conversation with some community members about the increasing divide and gap forming in so many places, locally, in our state, and nationally. There was a real sense of discouragement. After listening for a while, I had to say that in my 45-year career, I am feeling more hopeful than ever. We have business leaders working to help build lives at the grassroots level in our highest need communities. Neighborhoods are working together on early childhood, employment skills, and innovation and entrepreneurship. Education institutions are building innovation pathways from cradle to career. Our public, private, and philanthropic organizations have come together for projects like the West Haymarket and Antelope Valley. We have faith leaders in our churches, our synagogues, and our mosques guiding us to love one another, both professionally and personally. I am hopeful because when I look into this room, all of the sectors and voices represented, I feel the energy and know that we can work together so that everyone prospers in Lincoln. Today, I challenge all of us in this room, everyone in this city, all who love Lincoln and desire it to be a city like no other, a city where young people want to come work, play, and build their lives. I challenge us to step up and into the action. How will you step up for Prosper Lincoln?
We'll do great things with families through the library, so they'll do great things at home. Read aloud 15 minutes a day.
I will invest in lives that are not my own.
Lincoln Public Schools is partnering with Prosper Lincoln and Michelle Suarez to eliminate the wait list for early childhood in the city of Lincoln.
I commit to ensuring all kids are prepared for kindergarten.
I will inspire curiosity for the betterment of our community.
I will help mentor young entrepreneurs.
We will create an internship program for manufacturing.
I will create space for innovators to collaborate at Fuse.
I will work to elevate the voices of residents that are not otherwise heard.
I will continue to help lead and mentor innovation activities in the community through Prosper Lincoln.
Increasing opportunities for all Lincolnites and creating jobs for people as well as filling the necessary jobs for the businesses in Lincoln is extremely important.
Well, this is the portion of the morning's agenda where you all become involved. We ask you to turn around and face the rear of the arena this morning, not to look at me, but to view the tower, the Post-it note tower, which after today will be on display at the Bennett Martin Library downtown. So you can stop by and look at everybody's inspired contributions to the tower. But you, before you leave, are urgently requested to fill out your own form, as has been suggested several times over the past hour, and put it to the appropriate, tape it to the appropriate panel of the three surfaces here representing each of the three disciplines. And to make the whole thing a lot easier this morning, as you all recognize, the mayor has graciously closed most of the streets in Lincoln for construction over the past few weeks, so you can't really leave anyway until you put your note on the Post-it note tower. Mayor, you know I'm kidding. We value so much your support. Is he smiling? Can anybody see? This is the portion of the program we refer to as Trivial Fill, while I say a few rather meaningless things of inspiration, giving you a chance to fill out your Post-it note before you leave and put it on the wall. I mentioned this will be on display at the library after today's presentation is over. I'm going to invite to the stage Skylar Peterson, who led the great Step Chain group. Let's give them another round of applause. What a great way to start the proceedings. Skylar, thank you. Thank you. We're going to do something now called the Post-it note slide. He's going to attempt to teach me how to do this. I'm a little nervous about the word slide in that agenda.
All right, Rich.
Before we do this, just a couple of comments. Are there, if this runs amok, are there any doctors in the house this morning? Preferably an orthopod and a psychiatrist, I think would be a good idea. Hearing none, I'll try not to fall off the stage. Give me some coaching here, Scott.
All right, can you roll your arms like this?
That I can do, yeah.
All righty. So now you're gonna take a step to the right.
A step to the right.
And like we said, slide this foot over.
Slide this foot, okay.
And then step it down. There it is. Now we're gonna do the same thing to the other side.
You may do the same thing to the other side. I'm not sure if I...
All right. So left, and then bring it down. Perfect.
Okay.
And that's basically it.
That's it. Everybody stand and do that now, assuming you have completed your Post-it note, because you're not leaving until you do your Post-it note.
To the right.
Right.
And to the left. Right. And to the left.
You find this all inspiring, by the way? Thank you for being part of today's agenda. Thank you to all of you who have contributed so much to the ongoing success of this project. If you haven't signed on for anything yet, now's your time to do it. Leave your Post-it note on the way out. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you all for being part of Lifting Lincoln Higher. Thank you, everybody.